Assuming that what you guys are struggling with, or you guys didn't have so much fun, is when the angles, whether inside, on the circle, or outside. So today, that's what we're gonna review. So just looking at question number one, the angles on the circle. As the instruction to find the measure of the arc or angle indicated, assume the lines which appear tangent are tangent. So let me take the instructions out. So since the angles on the circle, looking at the angles 48, the way I'm going to set this thing up will be 48 is equal to, then I notice the arc is x, so I'm just going to go x over 2. Remember, the number that I always put up here is the angle. The number that I put up here on the top of the fraction, it's the arc. Since my fraction has a letter, I'm going to get rid of fractions by multiplying both sides by 2. So I get rid of fractions. So I have 96 is equal to x. So there we go. No, no doubt. Now looking at question number 2, the angle is inside, right? My angle is there. So I always start with the angle. In this case, is a letter. Now on top of my fraction, I notice that on the inside, my two chords, and I'm looking at the two chords, they make a crooked plus sign. So that's just a reminder. I add the two arcs. And when I said the two, I'm talking about 71 and 165. So I'm going to go 71 plus 165 over 2. I know when the angle's on the outside and we have subtraction, I told you guys always the big one minus the little one. In addition, it doesn't matter which one comes first. In addition, it doesn't make a difference. So now my fraction is all numerical. I can work the top. 71 plus 165, that's 236. So 236 over 2, so x equals 118. Once again, the way I started is not that I always put x by itself. I put the angle. Whether it's x or a number, what I put on top of my fraction are the two arcs. Whether it's a number or it's x. Now looking at number 3, the angles on the outside, I need to know the two arcs. The little one is x. And I'm going to say the big one because it completes the circle. The big one is going to be 360 minus x. Once again, I need to know the measurement of the two arcs as best as I can. Alright, so now my angle is 65, so I'm just going to come 65 is equal to my angle's on the outside, so now I subtract. I'm going to go 360 minus x for the big arc. Notice that's the biggest arc. So the big arc minus x for the little arc. All over 2. Remember, I have the big arc minus the little arc. So just to simplify the top, I'm going to call that 360 minus 2x. Right? I combine the x. Since there's an x on my fraction, let me multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of fractions. So I get 130 is equal to 360 minus 2x. So let me move the 360 to the left as a minus 360. So I get negative 230 is equal to negative 2x. What's x? 115. Good. So we saw on question number 1, the angle was on the circle. Number 2, the angle was inside. And number 3, the angle was outside. Now looking at number 4, my angle is 39. So I always start with my angle. On my two arcs, the two arcs are x and 92. Now my question to you is, do I add the arcs or do I subtract the arcs? Subtract. Do I go 92 minus x or x minus 92? X minus 92. Because x is big. x minus 92. All right, bless you. Multiply both sides to get rid of fractions. So we have 78 is equal to x minus 92. What's x? 170. Nice. But all right, any questions from the front? No? 6. All right, looking at number 6, the angle is on the circle. So the angle is x. The arc left, the arc that this angle creates is 124. So I'm just going to say x for the angle equals 124 over 2. So 62. Yep. So x equals 62. Left. 8. All right. Let's take a look at number 8. So this case, yeah, we said just multiply by 2. So if the angle is 70, we're going to say the arc is 140. This arc. But now x is not 140. X is this other arc. But I noticed that x and 140 combined, it's a circle. So x plus 140, so I combine them, is equal to 360. So then I heard some of you guys say, well, subtract 140, x is 220. Left. Let me just give you guys a hint for question number 9. Question number 9 is, you need to know the two arcs. One of them is 238. I'm going to say the little one is going to be 122. And the way I came up with the 122 is 360 minus 238. Right, because it completes a circle. So 360 minus 238 gave me 122 for the little arc. So I said, I'm just going to give you guys that hint. Now let's take a look on the back side. Number 11. The angles on the circle. So this angle, 5x minus 4, is equal to the arc that it creates is 82. So it's going to be 82 over 2. You notice it's a my arc is always over 2. 82 over 2 can be simplified. That's 41. So I have 5x minus 4 is 41. So yeah, add 4. 5x equals 45. X equals 9. For number 12, what's the first thing that I write? 12x plus 7. Nice. Okay, that's the angle. So 12x plus 7, that's what I started with. 180 plus 50 over 2. Remember, we're going plus because it's on the inside, and as a reminder, my two chords make a crooked plus sign. So that's when you add. I think from here you guys can finish it. All right. Any questions? Even 18. You guys are good with 18? Do it. All right. Let's just look at 18 by itself. All right, 18. The angle is 30. So I'm going to start with 30. So I'm going to start with the angle. Now, on my fraction, the bigger arc is 175. So I'm going to start with 175 minus the little arc is this thing. Because it has a plus or minus, I'm going to put it inside parentheses as 11x plus 5. And all this is over 2. So just looking at the top, I have 175 minus 11x minus 5. To combine that 175 minus 5, we have 170 minus 11x. So we just simplify the top to 170 minus 11x. Now let me get rid of fractions by multiplying both sides by 2. So I'm thinking that if I write 60 equals 170 minus 11x, I think you're good, right? Didn't lose anybody? All right. Now my 170, let me subtract it. So I'm going to get negative 110 is equal to negative 11x. I think you guys can agree that x equals 10. So, well, the 170, once you move it from one side to the other, you switch the sign. Now 16 170, because 170 is bigger, we kept the sign. All right. Any other questions? We're good. All right, let me take roll really quick.